So you want to animate your character expression fast, but you don't want to lose personality. Spoiler, you're going to have to spend some time on it, but there is a very simple thing you can do that will shrink the amount of time that you have to spend on your character's expression. And this is something that I am using on all of my big project character animations. Do you want to know what it is? It is character expression sheets. If you've never heard of character expression sheets before, they are pretty much the cheat sheet to knowing how your character is going to react. Instead of trying to remember off the top of your head what your character is going to look like when they're sad, happy, surprised, scared, this cheat sheet is there in front of you showing you exactly what your character is going to look like. You immediately see the difference how your stoic character is going to look versus when your perky pixie is going to look. Personally, I find it so helpful to have an expression sheet because when I started, I wasn't animating a ton of characters. That wasn't my job. But then as I started being handed more and more projects with characters and having to, expressively animate them, I was quickly overwhelmed with how much time it took to remember what their expression looked like. I had to go back and refer to old videos, old material, just to understand what I previously did so that I could keep the consistency between all of it. And soon I quickly developed character expression sheets for my character. It also didn't matter that I was reading in After Effects, which is a 2D program which generates the frames in between, or the drawings in between pose A and pose B for me. It still was a massive time waste that I kept having to go back and try to figure out how my character was looking and having that inconsistency. And wasting a ton of time like this doesn't just apply to animating characters in After Effects. It also applies to the personal projects that I do in Procreate. And this is a massive time saver, and it's something that I really, really want to share with you, because if you can understand how to make character expression sheets work for you, it's going to save you a ton of time. But not only that, you're going to stop guessing how your character will react to something because you will have it in front of you. If their eyes crinkle when they're happy, or if their face gets very long when they're sad, you'll have that in front of you. It's not something that you have to spend the time or the memory space trying to remember, because you're very busy, aren't you, with a lot of different projects crowding around in your head. And if something can come out and be on the table in front of you, it makes it a lot easier. Another benefit of just having your character expression sheet in front of you and created for your character is that you don't have to worry about forgetting your character's personality. A character expression sheet isn't only about getting the facial expressions right. It's about seeing how much of a reaction your character is going to give. Are they the type that is going to give that extreme reaction, or are they going to be more subtle in it? And you don't have to try to figure out or remember. The entire point of a character expression sheet is that it saves you time, and you get to have your character's personality right in front of you, and you can stop guessing how your character looks while reacting because it's right in front of you. But I can already hear the question, and so if you're creating a character sheet, how many expressions do you have to make? 50? No, you do not have to make 50. That's a bit overwhelming, especially if you're doing your project on the side and you don't have a lot of time. I recommend that you make 5 expressions. These expressions are neutral, happy, sad, angry, and surprised. These are pretty common expressions, and if you haven't made these before, or if you're just trying to nail them down, you can always look up online how to draw somebody who's happy, sad, get inspiration that way. Or you can always, pull out your phone and do it that way. But I will say, be careful that you don't press and take a picture when you're making a weird face, because you might end up coming to regret it. After you make the basic 5, you can stop there, but if you really are excited and you really want to delve deeper into your character and have a greater understanding of them and how they react, to bring even more emotion into your storytelling and animation, I'm going to recommend you take it a step further. And this is something that I am doing in my current shows at my job. I'm going to recommend that you do draw an additional 3 to 5 expressions so that you can understand how your character reacts to situations and emotions. Here's an example. I work in the medical field technically. I animate for medical shows. And my characters reflect that. The most likely in a situation, my character will probably be animated in a scene where they are dizzy, vomiting, or what's the other one? Fainting. Because of those situations, I'm going to draw my character looking like that, and that will be their facial expressions that I put in the character cheat sheet. That's for the situation. Now, if you were to draw these 3 to 5 extra expressions based on emotion, again, taking that medical perspective, I'd probably be drawing expressions that have my character looking confused, surprised, scared, things like that. I have one more pro tip for you. If you do like character expression sheets and you find that this is so useful and so helpful, I recommend before your next big project, like do a general character expression sheet. This means that you have inspiration at your fingertips. That's for expressions that are a huge range. This is one of my favorite to refer to. I have not drawn this. I will be very transparent about that. But this is something that I really like. So you don't even have to draw your reference character sheet if you don't want to. There's many online versions, but I do recommend that you have some sort of general. It's a lot easier than starting off with nothing. And if you have an character expression sheet, a general one that you've made yourself with those 50 to 100 expressions, you don't have to go that crazy. You really, really don't. I feel like I can't say this enough. If you are worried about spending too much time on your characters, or you really want to be very fast at animating your characters' expressions, it's a little more time up front to create these expression sheets, but it delivers a big payoff in the end when you can just refer back to it and you don't have to put the brain power in time and time again, or worse, have to go back to like 2 years or more. Then you're going to be able to make your animations faster without having to worry about constantly delivering on that emotional, because you already know how your character is going to look reacting emotionally. If you're interested in more animation saving tips, tricks, and just time savers in general with animation, because I know that it's not easy animating when you have limited time, keep an eye out so that you can catch more videos like this in the future.